Hello, you now find me at the stationary engines. I don't know what that one is. That's a good start, isn't it? See if I can get some clues off it, but right, now I'll work my way along. I see a Lister D running a milking set. Yeah, that's a Lister D. Looks to be another one to my left actually. Right, next to this is a Lister D, which is running a Argosy water pump, and there's the bathroom sink. Just a shout out to the Sussex and Kent wheeled stationary engine group. Right, if we move along here, we see a Petter that's not currently running, but it's an M type. Would be running a Stewart water pump. Yeah, this is a Lister D pump, and it looks like it's running a bathroom setup. And there's a nice little water feature there. Right, so now we're going to move a bit along, because here's a Stewart water pump and it's being powered. I like the fact they painted it up and it says JCB on it. I'm just trying to think whether that's it's not a Lister. This one's a bit of a mystery, but it is a complete museum of stuff. Here we see a Ruston Hornsby powering in a Lister water pump. This is what they would have been doing all day, either powering water pumps or powering generators or powering various tools, doing the same job as what, say, an electric motor would do. Here's a Petter Acorn type. Right, didn't I see this one yesterday somewhere? Ah, down Icklesham, yeah. I remember that. This is the Acorn type. He's just about started it. They do require a bit of starting in the mornings. He's got it. Yep, it's running quite nicely. And it's powering a water pump of some kind. I forgot what it was. And I remember from yesterday it's a two-stroke.
That's right, yeah.
And I was trying to remember the sequences because two-stroke literally means that. So it's doing two jobs at once. So that does mean you're going to get oil smoke, and also if it's anything like the ones they used to make in East Germany, DKWs, which is a design, you wouldn't want to stand behind it in the morning. Let's start it up. I feel a bit sick. Probably why they got probably why the people of West Germany didn't want them.
Yeah.
Oh, stop it! We've got standards. Here, have a second-hand Volkswagen instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool that. I like that. Just going to try and take in the rest of these now. So I think I might want to go for refreshments in a minute. Right, we now come across what looks like a Jap. That's powering some sort of water pump. Looks like a 2-stroke. Moving along now, we see a Wolseley, probably a WD2, would be running a water pump. Ruston Hornsby. Here's a Lister D, running a Lister water pump. Another Lister D running a shearing set. Go round. I'm just going to make my way around now because I've just spotted something rather interesting. There's another Wolseley WD2, but it's actually running a train set and it's also running a Meccano, or Connects as they call it, I don't know. Right, if we move along now, we see another Lister D just doing its thing. And by the looks of things, we see that looks like a Lister Junior. What that is. Looks like a 2-stroke though. Here's a Bamford. A little air-cooled Bamford. Moving swiftly along, well, at my pace anyway, we see a Bamford stationary engine, and it's a hit and miss, so it only really fires if it's beginning to slow down. It has to be kept at a constant speed. Here's a little Villiers, little 2-stroke. Villiers was very well known for the quality of their 2-strokes. If we look up here, we see a Ruston Hornsby AP stationary engine. I wonder how many horsepower that was. Right, we now come across a Ruston Hornsby PR 2.75 horsepower petrol paraffin, running a Drake and Fletcher engine. Drake and Fletcher water pump actually. Right, we now go along to another Wolseley, and that's a WD2. I can usually tell when there's a Wolseley because the cooling hopper has sort of an ovally shape and got fins on, and it's got a water pump of some kind. Another Wolseley, WD2. Is it WD2 or WD2 actually. Again with the distinctive cooling hopper. Here's another Wolseley WD2. That's running a water pump. Although the water seems to have taken on a slight hue of, yeah, a bit rusty. But yeah, it's demonstrating a point. It was a water pump. Moving along a bit, we now see another Lister D running an air compressor or air thing. Right, this is a Wolseley WD2 again, running a saw, would be running a saw called Aaron, but they haven't connected it yet. But that's demonstrate what it would be doing. Here's a Roseberry. I've seen this one before somewhere. I'm trying to think where I've seen it before. I thought it was. That was the one I walked to, so I could have a go in the beer tent. Got to get me priorities straight. No, I think still recovering from that. That hurt. Here we are with a Petter, with a rapid grinding mill by Henry Bamford and Sons. It's a type PA. Yeah, the Petter type is PA. Now that. And here we see a Ruston Hornsby, which is a model, which is the stationary engine, and it's running a wood turning like a lathe. Not a lathe, is it? It's a, I don't know, it's something for spinning wood really. You're doing various crafts. They never taught us crafts in school, they just taught us a load of tripe about algebra. Yeah, there's a Ruston Hornsby there, powering a wood turning thing. Next to that is a Lister D, which by the looks of things would have been running a sheep shearing thing. Oh, the sheep shearing thing's on its own. So Lister wouldn't have been running that, but yeah, I wouldn't want to be using that. Here's the Amanco hired man, and that's running a drill by the looks of things. Must have. So this is the Amanco, which comes from the Associated Manufacturers Company. That's an American one, I think. Here's something called the Jumbo, Nelson Brothers Company. I think I've seen this one before as well. I won't disturb them any further, they're working on it. Here's a Stewart P4 two-stroke engine. In the background is the Ivanhoe caravan. I've seen that before. I've seen it a few times. When you get to know people, that's what happens. I'm gonna go around this group because I've just spotted a Fairbanks Morse. Just a Z. So this is a Fairbanks Morse. It's not running at the moment. Not everything gets to run at the same time. If we move along now, we see a Lister D, and it's running a wood sawing rig. See how it's powering up the old wood sawing. I'm alright. I think I just got in some.
Hang on, look.
I just got in the way of someone's video, I think. Oh, he's managed to get round.
Soaring tractor.
Yeah, so look at that. This is what. There's the Lister D there, and it's running a wood sawing. Let's see what it's translating the action. How it translates the action to reciprocating and spinning.
You've got a motion that's going round and you change it, the motion is going back and forth. Very clever. Yeah, while that one's working, I can sit here and do another job. I've got 2 jobs done in an hour and then one. Brilliant. When I first done my apprenticeship, our workshop was completely belt driven. We had one engine outside, and it ran up. There was a big shaft went all the way across the workshop with about 10 pulleys on. One run the lathe, one run the drill, one run this.
Oh right.
You could do three, 4 jobs at once then. You set the lathe up to work away, you went and done. The only thing you had to do was the drill. You had a piece of metal cutting off under the saw, ready to go in the lathe. The lathe would run itself, and then when it got to the end, you just put another bit in, went to the drill. So you can actually do 3 operations in one go if you want.
Actually rather efficient.
They were. I mean, when you think that will run all day long on 1 gallon of petrol, right?
Yeah.
Even at today's price, that engine would drive, well, it would, in the workshop it would drive the lathe, the miller machine, the drill, like, no trouble at all. So you imagine 4 big electric motors now doing that job, how much it's going to cost in electric?
A lot.
That would run all 4 of the machines for 1 gallon of petrol for 10 hours. It's still cheaper, believe it or not, to use one of them and run a workshop well driven than it is for electric.
That is an interesting point.
But it is.
Yeah.
People don't realise.
Because they want people to go to electric cars.
Yeah.
What sort of stress is going to end up on the grid?
You tell me. Oh, lovely. You tell me. Where are you going to charge all them electric cars?
I've got not round my house, so it's not quick for it.
I've got 5 bits. Like, I've got the transit van.
Yeah.
Because I have to close up. The Merc, a Land Rover, I've got 5 vehicles. Where am I going to charge 5 vehicles? My neighbour's got 3. That side. The neighbour that side's got 2. Where are we going to park them on the road? One behind each other? You can't.
About 3.
3 rides flat. Where are they going to bring all their cables from to charge their cars?
They haven't brought it up, have they? That's the trouble.
It was done over 100 years ago. My best mate, his grandfather, had a fleet of electric lorries in London. Got a picture of them in the workshop, charging up overnight. They never worked back then. Milk floats in the 50s, 60s were all electric.
Yeah, I think I remember those.
Yeah, you probably will do. When I was an apprentice, we used to tow, 90% of them had to be towed back because they couldn't make the round. The batteries would go flat. It never worked, and it was proven back then that it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
And now they're trying to take all the land up for solar farms. Where are we? What are we going to eat?
I haven't brought it out.
What are we going to eat?
We're being run by idiots.
I'll tell you something. You just read this. This will prove what idiots we do. This is what I've just done for one of my best mates. he owns Buffalo Transport, Corpus Christi, driving car, yeah? This was his fish factory, unfortunately it blew fire 4 years ago. Now, he's got his own farm, the farm is here, this factory is there, and he owns nearly 300 rollers. Right, and this is what they've just done for you read that. Tell me what you make of that.
Council. I'm a speed reader. I can take from that council obviously are either enforcing stupid rules or they're making stupid rules.
Now that's in an area where there is no big industrial work, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now he's talking about moving the 300 lorries, the crisp factory, and shutting the farm down to go abroad. They can continue in business.
Yeah.
That's 1,000 jobs to be lost in a rural area.
That is bad.
Where's the sense behind that? He said that to me, he said, Dave, I'm sending this down to you, show everybody you can, right, and all that. He said, and have a word with your local group, Captain Nima Faddisham.
Yeah.
He said, because it's exactly the same as Kent County Council going to them and say, you can't brew any more beer because you can't use Kent County. No difference.
You sort of wonder. I don't want to wonder.
What are we coming to?
There's nothing I can say.
No.
I can't think.
You couldn't write that, could you?
No. And I've dealt with morons at work. This is a whole new level of morons.
Well, honestly, if you go, I'll just take you up here, guys, now. And if you go into his transport yard, this is even better than this. 4 years ago, his transport yard's flooded. Now we know that the area, well, we're called 10 Tigers. We're supposed, they reckon when we had the feet and all the rest of it, because it was all reclaimed land from this place. Anyway, his transport yard got flooded.
Yeah.
So anyway, just out of curiosity, he got hold of the EA, right? And they went down. Yes, Mr. Taylor. He said, well, could you tell me the cause of my flood? It sounds like some rectify, don't happen to it. And I went, well, can we have a look around the yard? I said, yes. Now, he's got fence all the way around. Security fence.
Yeah.
You know the metal post, and then they go out like that.
Yeah.
Right on the top. Then 16 gaps in it. They was there a half an hour, and I can take you and show you the they actually wrote with the letter. They make it up. They was there half an hour, and went back to the office and said, Mr. Taylor, we have found your property. And he went, you have? I said, yes. He said, well, all I'd like to know is that because I'm fifth generation here, right, my grandfather and father, they were here when the land was flooded and there was drought in. He said, so I'd like to know the reason. They said, see your fence? He said, yes. They said, if you're the painting this green, not black, how? Don't ask me how, don't ask me. And he thought, well, that's going to be the end of it. And they got in the car and off they went. 10 days later, a letter arrived from the EA. Reference visit to Mr. Taylor's yard regarding flooding, cause of flood damage, fence painted black, not green, in a letter from us. And he took it, so he comes under Anglia Television, yeah? Yeah. And he took it straight to Anglia Television. He was on Anglia Television with it, and that letter now sits behind his desk in transport in a gold frame. He had a gold frame, not a wooden one. He had a gold frame made and put it behind his chair. And that letter sits there. So you work that out. What chance do we stand?
We don't.
Precisely.
Well, nice to meet you. I'm just going to have a bit of a look at this one now.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all.
Yeah, nice to have met you, and it's nice to have got some insight.
That was hand operated originally.
Yeah.
My grandfather converted it and put the shaft through. It come off one of the old machines in the on the farm what we had. He thought he said he was saving grandmother work. His grandmother used to have it by hand, yeah. And everybody thought, oh, that's good. He's done this. We found out a few years later, he come out, he was in the pub at the time, talking to his mate, put the engine on, and Grandma didn't have to stand turning the handle. She could go in the house and stop the floor while the butter was being made. So she's done 2 jobs instead of 1.
Yeah, what engine's that anyway? Is that a
That's the Wolseley.
a Wolseley?
Yeah.
Although I noticed with the cooling hopper, it doesn't have the fins on it.
No.
Is it? So it's not a WD2.
Video that. Yeah, no, it don't have to on that one.
That's a 1943 Wolseley WD1.
WD1.
So, very early one, and that's why on the WD2s, the way with the cooling, they added the fins on the hopper. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I did wonder about that because I can identify a Wolseley WD2 because it looks, the cooling hopper looks like that, but it's fins.
Yeah. So that's
There you go.
yeah, 1943, so it's a fairly early one.
So it's probably a wartime model.
Yeah.
That's his engine, my photograph. Unfortunately, that engine. The lady got to that yesterday and done the floor pump.
Yeah. I'm gonna work my way along to see what that is actually. That looks
cool. The other 2 are flower making.
Yeah. I don't know about this one, but if I work my way along now.
No problem at all.
Nice to meet you, sir. Here's a Ruston Hornsby powering an Atlas grinding mill. Look at that in a minute. I'm almost at the end of the stationary engines now, but rather nice bunch of people. Here's another Wolseley WD2 powering a grinding mill, or it would be. Right, here's the Wolseley WD 1944 by looks things, W2. That would have been running a shearing set. Same with this Lister D. That would have been running a shearing set. Here we are with the Lister D type stationary engine. Would have run a water pump. There's quite a good selection of stationary engines here this year. There's a Lister D here. Not doing anything, but it would be running a water pump. Just going to scan along there. See the size of the area. There we go.